Be not moved. Dearly beloved, you know in this life that there are many things that tries to move us out of the position that God has called us into. You know, you may stand on the word of God when you are in fellowship with other believers. You may talk about the word of God. You may espouse about the greatness of God. You may say that God is great. He is my everything. But when you come amongst the unbeliever, the ungodly, those who choose not to serve the Lord, it seems sometimes we become timid in our relationship with the Lord. And we're no longer bold, or we're no longer confident. And I want to say this to you today, dearly beloved, that many times in our lives we are moved because of relationships. Because of relationships that we have established, relationships that we have allowed in our lives. Those relationships cause us to make a choice. And many times when we make that choice, we moved away from where we ought to be. But look what the word of God says to us. I have set the Lord always before me. Not sometimes, but always before me. Before I get into any relationship with anyone, I need to set forth parameters. And those parameters ought to be where the Lord is, where the Lord is in my mind, where the Lord is in my thoughts. We can't put the Lord on the back burner and somehow want to establish a relationship with someone who don't even know the Lord. And many times, dearly beloved, that's a disaster for a relationship, because truly these people have no a relationship with the Lord, and they will draw you away from him. But if you do this, as the word says, I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand. He is at my right hand, so I set him before me always. I'm looking upon him in every relationship that is established, because I don't want relationships with people who do not have a relationship with the Lord. Now, I'm not saying that I push everyone aside. I'm not saying that I cannot have a pseudo relationship with the ungodly, but I have to realize that I cannot have a true relationship with the ungodly. It's impossible, because we are coming from two different spheres, from two different areas of life, dearly beloved. How can, as the word of God say, how can bitter water and sweet water come from the same source? It cannot. How can a believer join up with an unbeliever and believe that somehow they're not going to be moved? Dearly beloved, you will be moved away from the Lord if you establish wrong relationships in your life. And the word goes on and says, I shall not be moved. No matter, dearly beloved, how it looks, know this: you have to keep your eyes on the Lord, because only he is able to make miracles out of the mistakes that you and I have made. Yes, dearly beloved, only he is able to fix it. And we have to establish it in our minds and our heart. I am not going to be moved, because I will always set the Lord before me. Now that simply means that if I don't set the Lord before me, I will be moved. Relationships will cause me to move from the stance that God has given me. Dearly beloved, it ought not be if I set the Lord always before me. So set the Lord before you today. Before you establish your life today, set the Lord before you. And dearly beloved, there's a promise that you will not be moved, because the Lord will keep you as solid as Mount Everest if you will simply set him before you. It's more than just saying, I won't be moved. I won't be moved. Dearly beloved, if you're establishing relationships outside of the Lord, you will be moved. Dearly beloved, our Father bless you and keep you today is our prayer.